ever NCAA tournament match, the first time ever beyond the first round. Up front for Towson, it'll be Sylvia Grassini, Marissa Wonders, and Annie Ertz. In the back row, it'll be Emily Jerome, Cameron Allen, and Asia Goins. Keaton Holcomb is back to serve for the Nittany Lions, who again go from right to left here on radio. And with Holcomb back to serve from the left side, gets it cross court, and we're underway in the second round of the NCAA tournament. A tip comes over on the slide here, and the Tigers take the first point of the match, as it'll be the attack from Grassini falls, and she has the first points of the night. The senior who comes in 233 kills on the season for Towson, and Annie Ertz now to serve as she goes down the line from the left side. Oh, and it paints the line as she puts a nice spin on the ball, and Johnny Parker chooses not to play it, and it's down. So the Tigers now lead 2-0, and they have their first ace of the night. Ertz to continue serving from the left side, again down the line, where it'll be received by Holcomb. Center court, Caitlin Horde, and a diving dig by Goins. Center court, it's going to be Grassini, where it's dug at the attack line by Holcomb. Left side, Gorell goes cross court, where it'll be dug by the libero, Allen. Left side now, it's going to be Jerome. Block back and out of play. Point for Towson, and a good start early here for the Tigers, who lead 3-0. This has been a problem for the Nittany Lions for a majority of the season. Has been slow starts in the first set. We're only 3 points in, and all of them have gone to the Tigers. Another serve from Ertz that'll be received by Holcomb. Center court, Caitlin Horde, and she gets it past Cameron Allen, and the Nittany Lions are on the board, and the fans here will take to their seats now as she makes the score 1, serving 3. Horde last night, who had 10 kills, a .441 hitting percentage, which is first in the Big Ten and second in the country. And Johnny Parker nearly delivers an ace to the Nittany Lions, as from the left side, Jerome puts the attack long. No touch at the net by Penn State. Jerome contesting that there was a touch, but Don Meadow not convinced by it. So we'll see play continue now as it's 2 serving 3. And Parker from the right side to continue serving. Down the middle will be received by Allen. Slide now for Grassini, who goes down the line, and she catches Keaton Holcomb sleeping as the senior just a hair too late to move to her right. And the Tigers now lead by 2 again. It's 4 serving 2. Grassini will go back to serve here for Towson as her serve will be received down the middle by Holcomb, and then the hard attack from center court. It's Caitlin Horde who paints the line in the back row and drops it down for her second kill of the match. And Horde right now has been just about the only offense for the Nittany Lions, as it's 3 serving 4 with Kendall White back to serve now. White last night posted an ace, and again, she's only 3 digs away from the all-time school record here at Penn State. As from the left side, Gorell into the back row, but it's long, and it splits the block, no touch. So point to Towson, as that'll be the Nittany Lions' first hitting error of the match, and it goes to Tori Gorell. And it's now 5 serving 3 as Marissa Wonders, the player of the year and the setter of the year. But before we can see Wonders serve, we'll get our first challenge of the match, and it comes early in this first set, as Coach Rose will challenge that there was a touch at the net by the Tigers. So the down ref will go to the monitor now, and he'll look over it. We'll see if we get a replay here as well. And let's take a look at it now on the TV side. You see Gorell wind up now, and if it touched, and so good challenge there by Coach Rose. The 41-year veteran here for the Nittany Lions making a good call there. And the Nittany Lions now even up at 4 apiece, as Kendall White will continue serving for the Nittany Lions now. So the first challenge of the match is successful for Penn State, as the cross-court serve from White will be received by Jerome. They'll go to her from the left side, and her attack goes wide, and it'll be a point for Penn State. 5-4, the Nittany Lions with their first lead of the night now here early in this first set, as Kendall White will continue serving for Penn State. Nittany Lions last night against Princeton had 4 aces through the 3 sets. As from the left side, White cross-court serve, a joust at the net, and it falls to Wonders. A bump set from Allen as the Tigers go out of system. Jerome goes cross-court on her attack, and she gets it down in the back row. And the Tigers back even here with the Nittany Lions, 5-5, and we'll now see Olivia Finkel into the match for the first time tonight, as the senior A first-team All-CAA player who had 23 kills last night is Marissa Wonders serving now. Down the line, it's received by Holcomb. An attempted block by, or dump, excuse me, from Blossom that is blocked back by the Tigers. Now right side, it's gonna be Finkel, her first attack of the match, and it's down in the back row and continuing her hot stuff from last night. The senior out of Baltimore, Maryland, playing for a hometown team in her Tigers. Wonders to continue serving as it'll be received by Holcomb, and out of the back row, Parker nicks it off the arm of Finkel and down as Parker evens things back up here at 6 on her first kill of the match. Parker last night, her first match since at Indiana a few weeks back, in which she hit above 300, as Parker hit 313 on the match. The senior who leads the Nittany Lions, or excuse me, the sophomore who leads the Nittany Lions with 368 kills on the year. As Garrell now to serve, cross-courted from the left side where it'll be received by Ertz. Back set, and it'll be Finkel out of the back row, and it is down. Olivia Finkel just continuing to show her stuff here as she comes in with 330 kills on the year, the team leader for Hofstra, or excuse me, for Towson. Now from the left side, it'll be Jerome to serve. Received down the middle by Hampton. Right side, on the back set, Serena Gray. First time mentioning Gray's name tonight, and it is down as she goes hard down the line on her swing, and it falls in front of the Tigers. 7-7 our score. Serve again from Blossom as it's cross-courted to Jerome. Center court on the quick set, it's Weir's diving dig by Hampton. And then the ball was traveling towards the net, and there was a net violation on Penn State as they were trying to keep the ball on their side of the court. And a point to Towson. 8-7. The Tigers lead by 1 again as Cameron Allen to serve for the first time tonight. It'll be received by Lauren Clark, who just checked into the match. And then a cut shot from Johnny Parker that goes well wide as she cross-courts it. And it's now 9-7. The Tigers again leading by 2. Well, the Tigers have faced one Big Ten team this year. That was Rutgers, and that was their first loss of the season. It was a 4-set loss by the Tigers. As that another point for Towson. The Nittany Lions whistled for reaching over the net, and the Tigers now lead by 3. Tied for their largest lead in this first set, as Cameron Allen to continue serving from the left side. Down the middle to be received by White. Center court, Serena Gray, but her attack goes long. Hitting error number 3 on the match for the Nittany Lions. And the Tigers now lead by 4, 11-7. Penn State, another slow start here after they had evened things back up and even took the lead for a brief moment. Serena Gray blocked back and covered by Clark, and then it's an overpass that goes out of play, and the Tigers now lead by 5, and Penn State having a long talk after that point, as Kendall White, the only upperclassman on the floor, talking with her young group, as the serve received by Hampton. Left side, Parker cross court, and Allen with an overpass that goes back to Parker. Blossom center court, and a tip for Serena Gray that falls to the arms of Ertz. Left side, it's Ertz off the block and into the net, and the Tigers with a 6-point lead. It's 13-7. Kendall White trying to get her Nittany Lions going, as currently on the floor are 4 sophomores, 1 freshman, and the lone senior in white. Center court, Serena Gray, and a much-needed point for the Nittany Lions as it ends a 6-0 scoring run by the Tigers, and she drops it down for kill number 2 on the match. The Nittany Lions taking on their second CAA opponent of the year. They opened the season with Hofstra in a sweep here in Rec Hall as Serena Gray served. Cross-courted to Jerome, and then it'll be a quick set to to Grassini, that's blocked back by the Nittany Lions. And then from the left side, well behind the attack line, a roll shot delivered by Jerome. Left side, Clark goes well over the block. It's an overpass by Allen, and then on the attack, Horde blocked back, and net violation whistled on Towson. Point to Penn State as the ball was again heading towards the net, and early in this set, we've already seen a couple of violations called, but Don Metal is going to use his first challenge of this set and contest that there was no net violation. So the referee will go back to the monitor for the second time in this first set. And again, we'll take a look at the review here on the TV side. As it was Grassini who tapped it back down, but her hands never go into the net. And this may be a good challenge by the Tigers. It looks like she never even touches the ball, but despite that, the call on the floor was a net violation, so obviously she would have had to have gone into the net, and she didn't there. So I'm going to guess that just based on what we saw in the replay, that this will be a successful challenge for Towson. And the referee will get his decision in just a moment as he gives the final words to the scorer's table. And a quick look at it on the monitor. Always love to see these replays go at a quick speed. And as he comes out of it now, there was no touch at the net, and the play will go over again. So a successful challenge by each team so far in this first set as the Tigers lead by 5. It'll be 8 serving 13 out of that challenge. So again, no point awarded out of it. We'll just play it again as Serena Gray will go back for the Nittany Lions. Gray last night had a serve against Princeton as the serve will be received by Ertz, and then from the right side, it's Finkel and the slow roll shot that Penn State is unable to get to as it drops just behind the 10-foot line. Serena Gray was the closest defender to it, and of course Gray not as mobile in the back row, and she had a very slow dive at the ball, and that's going to give the Tigers another 6-point advantage as Asia Gomez will go back to serve now. Cross-court serve that likely would have gone out of play. Hampton chooses to play it, and then Hord's going to be blocked back. It's covered by the Nittany Lions, and Hampton a free ball here to Towson. Left side, Ertz. Oh, what a stuff by Penn State. Hord and Clark get up on it. It's the first block of the match for the Nittany Lions. And that fired up the crowd here in Rec Hall, and maybe that's what Penn State needs to get going in this first set. They really need to light a fire under them. As Marissa Wonders out of that play is going to go talk with the up ref. I'm not sure about what. There may have been an argument from the Tigers that as that ball was blocked back by Towson, that there was either a lift or a net violation by Penn State to cover the ball, as it was a quick block down. But we're not going to see anything from Towson, and now Penn State will be allowed to substitute both Gorell and Holcomb in. So Penn State trails by 5 now. It's 9 serving 15. Towson's lead at most 6 in this set. As a serve from Holcomb down the line will be received by Ertz. Backs it here as it will be Grassini who goes down the line. It's off the arms of Holcomb, and it goes well into the band. Point to Towson, 15-9, and with the Tigers leading by 6, we'll take our first timeout of this first set. The Tigers playing in their first ever second round of the NCAA tournament, and they are carrying that mojo from last night into tonight as they lead the number 11 Nittany Lions 15-9 here in Rec Hall. Was upset by UC Santa Barbara, but they came back to win in 5 as Texas A&M, and Florida, each of the 3 teams who have advanced so far. There's 4 matches set to get underway at 7 o'clock here Eastern in just a few short minutes. Tori Gorell out of the break will pick up the Nittany Lions' 10th point of this first set as she goes hard down the line on the left side. It's off the arms of the Tigers and it soars into the stands. So 10 serving 15 now as it'll be Parker back for the second time this evening for the Nittany Lions. The hard jump serve now from the sophomore as down the middle to be received by Allen. Left side, it's Jerome off the tape and dug down the middle by White. Left side now, it's Gorell cross-courted to Cameron Allen. And left side, Jerome, cut shot that catches the Nittany Lions off guard as it takes a nick off of Holcomb's arms. Gorell went down to play the ball, but unable to keep it up. And the Tigers back up by 6, 16-10. White there getting her first dig of the match, so she's now just 1 away from tying and 2 away from breaking the all-time record as the slow float serve comes over from Grassini. Left side, it's Gorell off the fingers of Marissa Wonders, and the ball slowly falls into the back row. Point Penn State, and Tori Gurrell will give the Nittany Lions point number 11 in this first set, as Gurrell leads the Nittany Lions early with 3 kills in 5 swings. The redshirt senior playing well here so far. White to serve from the left side as it's cross-courted to Jerome, and they'll attack her from the left side, cross-courted to Keaton Holcomb, and left side now a tip comes over from Gurrell, soaring in Goins, who gets airborne on the dig, and a bump set to the left side as it's tipped over from Jerome, but she can't keep it in play, as that'll be attacking error number 4 here in this first set for Towson, and the Nittany Lions trail by 4. It's 12 serving 16. Last night, hitting errors were a big factor in the Towson American match, as Towson had 26 of them through the 5 sets against the Eagles. As left side, it's going to be Jerome blocked back and tapped down. Serena Gray was not ready for that ball to be put back by Jerome. And the sophomore with 4 kills already in 9 swings in this set. As Jerome last night had 8 kills and hit in the negatives, negative .079 with 11 hitting errors for the Tigers, as the roll shot delivered from Parker to the Tigers. A bump set to the right side for Finkel, blocked back, and it will be covered by Ertz. Back set again, Finkel through the solo block of Gurrell. What a dig by White, and then a great job by Holcomb to keep it alive. Free ball from White. Wonders on the dump. Pancake dig, check that. The ball was down. A late whistle from the referees, and a great dump there by the setter 12 in this first set, as the Tigers hitting .360 through the first half of this set so far. The Nittany Lions hitting just .190 thus far, as the serve from Wonders out of the break will be received by Holcomb. Left side, it's going to be Gurrell, blocked back, covered by Gray, the Nittany Lions middle blocker. Right side, Parker out of the back row, cross court, and out of play. 5th hitting error of this set by the Nittany Lions. And the Tigers now by 7. It's 19-12, and their largest lead of this set. Wonders to continue serving from the right side as it's down the line, where it's received by Holcomb, and then Gray from center court. It's off the block and dug by Ertz. Right side, Finkel with a roll shot that's blocked back by Gurrell. A bump set from Cameron Allen, and it's dug down the middle by White, and then as the overpass soared over, Weirs went for the tap back down, but she tapped it right into her own side of the court, as they'll be hitting error number 5 for the Tigers. So each team even with 5 hitting errors now, and the Nittany Lions trail by 6 again. It's 13-19, as we'll see both Lauren Clark and Brooklyn Hill take to the match. Clark in for the 2nd time this evening, Hill in for the 1st, as she's now played in 4 straight matches for Penn State. The sophomore out of California, as her serve down the middle will be received by Allen. Back set right side, where it's Jerome who puts the attack into the antenna, and Penn State trails by 5 now. That's back-to-back points for Penn State. Can they close this deficit anymore? This has been about the closest they've been in a while, as they trail by 5 now. 14 serving 19, as Hill will continue from center court. It'll be received down the middle by Allen, and right side it's going to be Finkel on the tip, where it's dug by Clark. Left side, Clark gives a tip back to the Tigers. That's diving in is Wonders, and then Finkel will be stopped by Serena Gray. 2nd block of this set for Penn State, and they now trail by just 4, and as Don Meadows senses a run by the Nittany Lions, as they've won 3 straight, he's going to use his first timeout of this first set to settle his Tigers down, as their lead now just 4. Penn State trying to avoid collapsing in this first set as they start this comeback. We'll head to break with both teams. This is the NCAA tournament here on BTN Plus and GoPSUSports.com. Nittany Lions trail by 4. It's 15 serving 19. Out of the break, both teams with one timeout left in this opening set here from Happy Valley, as we're in the final match of the University Park Regional between the Nittany Lions and the Tigers. Brooklyn Hill to continue serving for Penn State, who has won 3 straight points entering that timeout. And then the attack from center court by Lydia Weirs will be off the block and out of play. Point for Towson to go back up by 5. It's 20-15 now. And after a good couple of serves brought by Brooklyn Hill, we'll see Jenna Hampton come back in for the Nittany Lions to play in the back row alongside Parker and White. As back to serve now will be Emily Jerome for Towson. Serve down the middle, received by Hampton. Left side, it's Clark, blocked back. What a great cover by the Nittany Lions libero. Then from the left side, a roll shot delivered by Clark. Left side, it's going to be Ertz over the block. Again, a great stop by Kendall White. Left side, Clark off the block. It's Kendall White who sets that play up for Penn State. Some tremendous defense there by the senior libero, who now is the all-time digs leader here at Penn State. She has 4 digs in the match, and she now stands alone at the top, as she now has in her career 1,959 digs. Now a dig by Blossom, as charging out of play is Hampton to keep that ball alive, and a free ball delivered here from White to the Tigers. Right side, it's going to be Finkel who goes down the line. Nothing from the Nittany Lions as they're unable to return it, and it's 21-16, Towson by 5 again. Penn State playing a little better over these last few points, but the lead just too much to come back on these Tigers, as Cameron Allen serve from the left side, received by Hampton. Left side, it's Parker off the block and down. It nicks the right arm of Olivia Finkel before falling at the feet of Coach Metal on the Tigers bench. And now Penn State trails by 4 again. It's 17 serving 21. Kendall White checks out of the match as Caitlin Horde comes in up front, and Serena Gray goes back to serve. The middle blocker serve from the left side. It's our first serving error of the night, and the point goes to Towson as the serve goes into the net. And that's the exact opposite of what Penn State needed in that moment. Lead back up to 5 here for the Tigers as they look to take their first ever set from Penn State. They just need 3 more points to do it. Left side, it's Parker on the tip, and it's popped back up by Wonders as a free ball comes over now from Ertz. Center court, hard swing from Caitlin Horde, and Allen's overpass is out of play. Very close to being in, but Jenna Hampton lets it go, and wisely so, as it lands just a hair out of play in front of Penn State's bench. And again, Nittany Lions trail by 4, 18-22. Well, when they're even in sets, this is about the point where Penn State can kick things into another gear and overtake their opponents, but they trail by 4, so we'll see if that same system goes for them, as the attack will be dug by White. Right side on the back set, it's Parker off the block. Point Penn State. Net violation on Towson on that swing. First set in their favor. So we'll come back out of the break now as the Tigers will take to the floor, as will the Nittany Lions. Penn State in their home whites, the Tigers in the blacks, as it'll be Lauren Clark to continue serving, or to serve now for Penn State, as it'll be received by Ertz. A bump set from Wonders out of the back row. Jerome into the net, and Penn State trails by just 2. Well, a lot of this comeback has been thanks to hitting errors by the Tigers, as Penn State is within 2 for the first time since it was 9-7 early in this first set. Serve over from Clark. Wonders on the back set here. Slide for Grassini, and it's blocked back by Gorell, but out of play. 23-20 now. Keaton Holcomb back in for Penn State as Lauren Clark will come out of the match. And it's Annie Ertz back now to serve from the left side, getting pestered by the Wrecking Crew, is down the middle to be received by Holcomb. Back set here where Parker has to wait a moment to get up, but her roll shot delivered as Allen goes airborne to dig that ball. And then the attack by Jerome on the left side, blocked back and down. 21-23 now, Penn State back within 2, and they need to continue winning points here because the next point the Tigers take will put them at set point. Parker back to serve now for Penn State as the sophomore from the right side. The jump serve will be received by Allen. Left side, it's going to be Jerome. What an attack there. One of the best of the nights from the Tigers, and they have set point number one as her hard cross-court attack. No chance for White to dig that ball, and it's 24-21, timeout Penn State. Set point number one when we come back from Happy Valley, as the Nittany Lions will talk this over in their huddle. They trail by 3, and the Tigers on the verge of going up 1-0. Back here in Rec Hall is it's 24-21 with Towson having set point number one against these Nittany Lions. It'll be Sylvia Grassini to serve out of the timeout. Penn State needs 3 straight if they want to extend this set. The attack from Horde is long, but there was a touch at the net, so the point will go to Penn State. That's the first of 3 straight points they need. Caitlin Horde, her 4th kill of the night on that swing, and it's now 22-24 as Kendall White back for the Nittany Lions. From the left side, the libero serve floated over as it will be received by Ertz. Slide now for for Weirs. It's an overpass, and it's blocked back down, tipped over from Gorell, and it falls to Ertz. This gives the Tigers an opportunity to set up their attack, and the point will back row to be Asia Goins, Cameron Allen, and back to serve Annie Ertz to get the second set underway. So from the left side, it'll be Ertz who served down the middle, received by White, and to the left side, Parker tipped and blocked back by Towson. A bump set from White as the Nittany Lions go out of system. Down the line, Parker goes where it's dug by Goins. Left side, it's going to be Jerome, and now from the left side, Parker, cross court and dug by Allen. Slide here for Grassini, off the block as Parker keeps it alive, and her attack from the left side will cross court, and the Nittany Lions lead for just the 2nd time all night. Parker gives the Nittany Lions the first point of this second set on kill number 4 here tonight, as the sophomore hitting 154 thus far. And Serena Gray will go back to serve now for the Nittany Lions, as Caitlin Horde comes in up front. Lauren Clark in as well, as the serve down the middle received by Allen, an overpass, and it falls to Horde. They'll set her, and she delivers with the 2nd point of this second set for Penn State. Horde, just per usual, her dominant stuff up front, as she now has 5 kills on the night in 7 swings, and still no hitting errors for the unanimous first team All Big Ten honoree this year. Left side, Gray will continue serving as it's received by Jerome. They'll set her, and her attack off the right arm of Johnny Parker and down. Jerome has such a big arm and can get a lot behind that ball. She does it right there. We saw it a bit in the first set, and the Tigers on the board for the first time here in set number 2 as they trail 1, serving 2. Grassini back to serve now for Towson. That's from the left side. Serve received by Hampton as the ball nearly went out of play. Clark keeps it up, and then Hampton with a free ball after the poor serve reception. Dumped by Wonders that Horde was able to get a hand on, and then Clark gets the ball over, but a net violation called on Towson, or on Penn State. Actually, correction, I think they whistled the ball was outside of the antenna. So point to the Tigers either way. It's 2-2 as we're back even. And the serve received by a diving Hampton center court on the quick set. It's Horde, where it'll be dug by Ertz down the middle. Left side, Jerome off the block, and the Tigers lead once again. Well, Towson just doing what they continue to do, not fazed at all by Penn State, as they just continue to play well. 3 straight points by the Tigers, who lead by 1 now, 3 serving 2. Grassini, serve received by Hampton down the middle. Left side, it's Parker well over the block, and the ball, there was a touch. So a touch at the net will give Penn State the point and even things up at 3 instead of giving Towson the point. And definitely what Parker and the Nittany Lions needed there. So 3-3, our score. As Lauren Clark is back now for the Nittany Lions. And the deep serve is gonna fall for her first ace of the season. Clark, who does not see a whole lot of playing time, but her time has picked up here in the tournament after playing last night in her third start of the season. And she drops down her first ace of the year, the first tonight for the Nittany Lions as well. Down the line, Jerome goes, but her attack is wide, and the Nittany Lions lead by 2. Again, it's 5-3. Clark will continue serving for Penn State, who has won 3 straight points now to build this 2-point advantage. As Clark served down the middle, received by Ertz, make it the second ace for Lauren Clark. Ertz with the serve reception before it went out of play, and Clark is feeling it right now. She now has 2 aces and 2 serving errors this season as a serve down the middle received by a diving Allen. That one nearly down as well. Left side Jerome, and the block goes into the net by Penn State, and it brings Towson back within 2, 4 serving 6, but a great job by Lauren Clark, who's gonna come out and get a breather, and we'll see Keaton Holcomb back on, and a nice ovation that Clark gets from the Penn State bench as she comes out. And back to serve now, Marissa Wonders. With the ball in her right hand, or left arm, she puts it up, nearly down for the ace, but Penn State able to corral it and bring it back over as it's Ertz to the right side now. It'll be Finkel off the block and down, and she goes cross court on her swing. Well, the resilience of this Towson team, who trail by just 1 now, it's 5 serving 6. Serve from Wonders down the middle, received by Holcomb. Back set here where Parker will come in and drop it down in front of the Tigers libero. Parker now starting to get going, and this is what happened last night. She had a very slow first start with a couple of hitting errors and no kills, but now has 6 kills here tonight, 15 swings, and she's up to 267 hitting on the match as her serve down the line, received by Ertz. It'll be Finkel on the tip, and it's down again. Finkel starting to come to life as well, as she now has 6 kills on 11 swings, and she's hitting .455 as the Tigers trail by 1 again. It's 6 serving 7. Emily Jerome back now for the Tigers, as down the middle the serve will be received by Holcomb, and a bump set to the left side where Gorell behind the attack line goes off the block and into the netting. Point Penn State to make it 8-6, and we mentioned Tori Gorell's name for the first time in the second set. So that kill number 18 on the match for the Nittany Lions, which is the total that Towson had in the first set, as the short float serve here from White over, that's received by Ertz. Left side, it's Ertz block, back and well in play. Gabby Blossom up on the block for the Nittany Lions. And it's now 9-6, the Nittany Lions by 3 again, as the 5'9" setter gets up for Penn State. She's fired up after that point, understandably so. And Penn State by 3. Another serve over from White that's received by Ertz, and a free ball will come over after a poor serve reception by Towson. Left side, Gorell block back, and just like Gabby Blossom had a moment ago, that time it's going to be Olivia Finkel on the block. 7-9 now as we trade blocks between each team. The Tigers with their second of the match there. And it's now 7 serving 9 as Cameron Allen off the tape, and great awareness from Gabby Blossom, who is ready for that ball. Left side, cross-courted by Tori Gorell and down. Her best swing of the night, and it catches the Tigers defense napping, and it's 10-7. The Nittany Lions again by 3. Tori Gorell will go back now for Penn State, who lead by 3. And both aces in this match have come from Lauren Clark as center court. It's going to be Grassini who tips it over, and the ball pinballs around before it finds its way back to the Tigers. Left side, Ertz over the block, and Gorell takes a dive at it, but she's a hair too late. Kind of got off balance as she went down on a little of an awkward slide there from the redshirt senior. And the Tigers again trail by 2 and continue to fight back at the Nittany Lions. Asia Goins will come back in now to serve here for Princeton. The freshman out of Zionsville, Indiana, the same hometown as Kendall White, but they didn't play at the same high school or same club. And then the attack from center court goes long. No touch at the net, and the Tigers trail by 1. 9-10 now our score, as Goins will continue serving here for the Tigers. From the right side, it'll be received by Hampton, and a dump down by Blossom, and the sophomore setter with her first kill of this match. 11-9 our score now, as the setter for Penn State will go back to serve in Blossom. Blossom, who is named to the second team Big Ten this year. As left side now, it'll be Ertz, and a solo stuff for Johnny Parker. 5th block of the night for the Nittany Lions, who are starting to get going up front. After Penn State only had 5 blocks all of last night against Princeton, they've got 5 now through about the first set and a half. And it'll be Blossom to continue serving for the Nittany Lions. Cross-court serve that's received down the middle by Jerome. Backs it here for Grassini, and a pancake dig by Hampton, but she couldn't get enough under it as she was late to the ball. And then Gray tried to keep it alive, but it went off the net and out of play. And it's now 10 serving 12 as Annie Ertz will go back. Ertz with her back to the pride of the Lion Band. The serve down the middle received by Hampton. Left side, a tip in from Parker, and great court awareness there from the sophomore to drop that down, as Goins was playing a little too far back and a little too far to the left to come in time and get that ball. And Penn State leads by 3, 13-10. Good crowd here tonight in Rec Hall, rooting on the Nittany Lions and the Tigers in the second round of the NCAA tournament. We're here in the second set, and another point to Penn State as a lift will be called on Towson. And Penn State now with their largest lead of this second set and of the night. It's 14-10. Back here in Rec Hall, as the Nittany Lions before that break, who have built up a 5-point lead off of 3 straight points, as Serena Gray will get play back underway for Penn State as a tip comes over from Grassini, where it's dug down the middle by Hampton. A backside now for the right side, where the roll shot delivered by Parker. Tap back over as the Tigers go out of system. Right side, it's Parker down the line. It's an overpass, and it'll fall to Hampton. Blossom center court, Caitlin Horde off the block, punched alive by Ertz. As left side now, it's going to be Jerome on the roll shot, block back, and covered initially, and now a free ball comes over from the Tigers. Blossom back sets it to Parker, hard down the line, and overpass to Serena Gray. Now Caitlin Horde tips it over as it'll go to Goins. Best rally of the night thus far. Splits the block, does Jerome, and then the ball will travel out of play, and the resiliency there by Towson to take the point as our best rally of the night and our best defending thus far, as the Tigers barely a couple of times keep that ball up, but in the end they win the point and they trail now 11-15. Sylvia Grassini will go back to serve now as Lydia Weirs is back in up front for Towson. Center court, Caitlin Horde off the block and down. Well, that attack much easier for Penn State, as no chance for the Tigers to return that ball. Caitlin Horde drops it down for kill number 7. Check that, kill number 6 on the match. And now Lauren Clark back for Penn State. Last time she was back, delivered 2 serving aces, as down the middle it'll be received by Ertz, and to the left side it's going to be Jerome, and blocked back and nearly in play, but just a hair out of bounds as it lands on the blue border around the floor here in Rec Hall. And it's now 12 serving 16. The Nittany Lions still lead by 4. Marissa Wonders to serve now for Towson. Wonders, who enters with 14 aces on the season. Career has 3,481 assists, as the tip delivered from Parker, and she caught the front line sleeping for Towson as Jerome and Weirs went up too early, and that ball just traveled right over them and found its way straight onto the court. 17-12, Nittany Lions by 5. The Tigers leading 1-0 after winning the first, 25-22. As down the line, a good serve from Parker, and it's going to give her her first ace of the NCAA tournament. fourth of the match for the Nittany Lions, and timeout called by Towson as timeout left in this second set. As we welcome you back in here to Rec Hall, 18 serving 12 out of the break, as it'll be Johnny Parker back for the Nittany Lions out of that break, just off of her first ace of the NCAA tournament. Make it back-to-back for the Nittany Lions, sophomore right side hitter. Parker now up to 41 aces on the season, and Penn State has 5 aces on the match as it's 19-12, and everything going well for the Nittany Lions in this second set, as Parker again from the right side switches things up a bit and tries to go down the line rather than curve it into the middle of the floor, and she puts it into the net for Penn State's second serving error of this night. So 13-19 now, as it'll be Jerome from center court, goes down the middle where it goes to Keaton Holcomb, and left side a tip comes in from Gorell, that's dug down the middle by Allen, and then from center court, Weirs slips it through both Parker and White, who are a little slow to their feet after that attack, and the Tigers now with back-to-back points. It's 14-19. Again, Towson leading 1-0 after taking the first, 25-22, as a serve down the middle received by White, and left side it's going to be Gorell. Hard swing that finds the back corner. Another phenomenal swing there from the redshirt senior that puts Penn State at their 20th point in this second set, and it's now 20 serving 14. Kendall White will go back for the Nittany Lions. Penn State with 5 aces already on the night, as the very short float serve comes in. Will be received at the attack line by Jerome. Left side, it's going to be Ertz off the block and dug by the Nittany Lions. Blossom will dump it into the back row where it finds its way to Allen. Weirs is going to have a solo stuff by Serena Gray. 21-14 here for Penn State, as a serve down the middle will be received by Allen, and a back set now where it'll be Finkel into the antenna for hitting error number 15 already now for Towson. And the Tigers are just 11 hitting errors away from their total in 5 sets last night, as that's also been one thing that's helped Penn State this set, has been the plethora of hitting errors by Towson. As Wonders now to center court, Weirs, and it's off the arms of Holcomb, who was not ready for that ball to be attacked to her. 15-22 the score now, as Cameron Allen will go back to serve. The junior libero who took over as the libero this season after playing the first 2 years as a defensive specialist. Gorell is going to go from the left side. It's going to be an overpass from Allen, and it goes right back to the Wrecking Crew. 23-15, Penn State just 2 points away from this second set. Brooklyn Hill back on for the Nittany Lions, as is Lauren Clark, who plays up front alongside Blossom and Gray. 23 serving 15, Penn State with an 8-point edge. As from the left side, Brooklyn Hill with the ace. That may have been the last thing we expected coming into this match, as Brooklyn Hill there delivers when Penn State needs it most for their 6th ace of the night. And for Hill, it's her first ace of the season, and it sets up set point number 1 here for Penn State. 24-15, the crowd in Rec Hall on their feet for the first time since the start of this match. As from the right side, Finkel goes cross court and drops it down. The only blocker up for Penn State there was Lauren Clark, and she didn't have a good angle at the ball, so Finkel drops it down. 16-24 now. And set point number 2 here for Penn State, as it'll be Goins back now. Wrecking Crew starting to make some noise, as Goins, just as she gets ready to serve, we'll see a substitution, as we'll see Wonders come out. Oh, so they're not actually going to allow Wonders to come out. An improper request on that substitution by Towson. And so now we'll see play get back. A confusing series of events there, but either way, play gets back underway. Set point number 2 here for Penn State. Left side, it's Clark, goes down the line where it's dug by Goins. A bump set from Allen, and from the left side, it'll be brought over by Tomasevich. Right side, Parker drops it into the back row, and the most important match that affects this one also is the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh match in the regional final, just a couple hours down the road in Pittsburgh. The Panthers leading 1-0 over the Cincinnati Bearcats, and both the winner of this match and the winner of that match likely to head out to Stanford next weekend. The Cardinal play later tonight at 9 against Cal Poly. Marquette up 1-0 over Purdue, so something to keep an eye on there in the West Lafayette Regional. Kentucky up 1-0 over Michigan in the Lexington Regional. And the only other match going on right now, other than this one, is Wisconsin and UCLA in Madison, and the Badgers up 1-0 on the Bruins. So we're ready to get this third set underway as Blossom is back for the Nittany Lions. Her serve down the line is received by Ertz in a back set right side where it's Finkel down the line as Hampton goes airborne to dig that ball. Left side, Clark from behind the attack line, and Lauren Clark pins it down for the Nittany Lions as they take the first point of this third set, and it's 1-0 Penn State. That Clark's second kill of the night. She had 3 last night against the Tigers, and make that ace number 7 for Penn State. They're just rolling in right now for the Nittany Lions as Gabby Blossom drops down her first of the match, and she now has an ace in 6 straight matches for Penn State. It's 2-0 Nittany Lions. Serve down the middle will be received by Allen. Center court, it's going to be Weirs off the block and dug by Blossom. Down the middle, right side Parker on the tip into the back row, where coming in is Jerome, and then a free ball delivered over. Center court, it's Gray, blocked back, and then Gray tips it back down as it's going to be Jerome with a diving dig. Right side, it's Finkel who goes cross court, where it's dug by Blossom, and then left side Clark cross-courted, dug by Jerome. Right side Finkel on the cut shot, that falls to Parker. Left side Clark tries a tip, but she can't get enough angle under the ball, and it just goes into the netting. Well, a great rally there early in this third set, but both of our good rallies we've had so far have gone to the Tigers, who trail now 1-2 as Cameron Allen is back. Serve down the middle will be received by Hampton, and left side it's Parker cross court, and Allen got under it but could not get a clean touch as she was perfectly positioned, and as she went to dig that ball, just got under it a bit late, and it flew off her arm and continued going, and it's now 3-1 with Gray back. And the Nittany Lions right now, you just watch them and they look like a better team, and a team that's having more fun than they did in the first set, which they lost to the Tigers 25-22. As a tip delivered now by Weirs, and both Blossom and Hampton converge on it. Neither of them, though, able to keep it up, and it's a point to Towson, and it's now 2-3. It's been a long weekend of volleyball here in Rec Hall, so just pardon the mishap there, as it'll be Asia Goins now to serve from center court. It's cross-courted and received by Hampton. A joust at the net, and it's Sylvia Grassini who wins it for the Tigers. Grassini tips it over the shorter Blossom, and it goes into the back row where there was no Nittany line as everyone had started coming up front towards the attack line. As another serve from Goins. Right side, it's Lauren Clark off the block, and a point to Penn State as a net violation on Towson. And we're going to get our first challenge since the first set here from Coach Don Metal, as he's going to challenge that back to serve. Penn State enjoying a really great night at the serving line with 7 aces tonight, 6 of which came in set number 2. And then Blossom had one earlier in this set, make it 8 aces now. Lauren Clark is feeling it as she has ace number 3 on this match for Penn State. She entered the night with no aces on the season, had seen very little time serving for the blue and white. She's got 3 aces tonight. Wonders down to the left side where Ertz goes off the block, and then White goes airborne to dig that ball. And as Gorell goes to the score, is able to keep it alive. A free ball delivered. Right side on the back set slide. It's Sylvia Grassini. And a great job there by Towson as Penn State was unable to get their defense set up after they got the free ball over. The Tigers played that attack really quick. It was a quick set from Wonders on the back set, and then Grassini just comes in and hammers it home. It's 4-5 as Ertz gets it over. Down the middle, received by White. Back set here where Parker on a great cut shot, and Parker now has 11 kills on the match. And for Parker, make that 16 or 17 of her last 18 matches now that she's played in where she's hit double figures. And she's the first Nittany Lion to double figures tonight. Parker again from the right side to serve as down the line. It's received by Jerome, and they set her up from the left side off the block, and Parker nearly had a hand on it as she flew towards the bleachers, but just a step too far from that ball, and it's now 5-6. So Penn State playing well here in this third set, but the Tigers also playing at a very high level and keeping up with these Nittany Lions. As the serve from Grassini down the line is received, and out of the back row, Parker soars in, and it's dug by Grassini. Left side, it's going to be Jerome on the attack, dug down the middle by White. Tip comes in from Horde. One-arm dig by Goins, but then the ball hung in the air for a split second too short as Grassini was late to her spot, and it's 7-5, again Penn State by 2. We're in the third set here. If you're just tuning in, Towson winning the first set 25-22. The Nittany Lions with a dominant second set as it was 25-16 as that ball off the block and finds its way out of play. Point Towson to bring them back within 1 as the kill will go to Emily Jerome, who leads the Tigers with 13 kills tonight. Jerome's season high is 20. And a very good chance for her to equal that mark, if not top it. Left side, Gurrell off the block and a diving dig by Allen. Right side on the back set now. It's Finkel off the block and covered by Blossom. A bump set from White as the Nittany Lions go out of system. Right side, Parker hard down the middle and down to put Penn State back up by 2, 8-6. Brooklyn Hill back in the serve for the Nittany Lions, who registered her first ace of the season. Back in set number 2, Penn State with 8 aces tonight. The most they've had since they played Rutgers a couple of weeks ago when they had 10 in that match. Serve down the middle is received by Ertz. Right side on the back set. It's Weirs on the attack, and then as Kendall White went into the pole, she's able to keep it up, and a free ball here from Clark. A roll shot delivered by Finkel, and the block back down by Gray, who was falling away from the play. Clark gets a hand in it as well, and somehow, someway, Penn State wins that point. Never really any clean touches in it, but at the end of the day, they take the point. That's what matters. They have a 3-point lead. It's 9-6. Hill again to continue serving from center court down the middle. It's received by Allen. As to the left side, it's going to be Jerome, and off the block and out of play. Point to Towson. Hampton will come back in now for Brooklyn Hill, as Jerome will go back to serve for Towson. Jerome, who is named to the CAA's second team this year, comes in with 330 kills on the season, and her serve into the net for serving error the first serving error tonight by Towson. So they now have a serving error and an ace tonight, and it's 10-7 now with Blossom back. Nittany Lions by 3 here in set number 3. As a serve down the middle received by Allen, and then the cross-court attack by Weirs from center court. She goes right on her swing, and it falls as Penn State's unable to get a defender there, and it's 8-10. Again, Towson trails by 2. Cameron Allen, who gets the deep serve off, and it goes long. Hampton lets it go, and that ball was not too far away from landing in play, but it lands on the blue border between the court and the P in Penn. And so as that ball falls out, point Penn State, it's 11-8. Serena Gray will go back to serve now for the Nittany Lions. It's down the middle, the serve received by a diving Jerome. Back set here as it's Finkel on the slide, and some pinball action around now. As left side, it's Clark off the block, where it'll fall to Ertz. Center court, it's Grassini off the block and out of play. Point Towson, who continue to hang around in this second set, 9-11. Grassini with kill number 9 on the match, and she's having a really good night as well. 9 kills, 13 swings, 0 hitting errors for the senior middle blocker, who's trying to will her team into the second weekend. Back set here, right side, it's Clark off the block and dug by Goins. Center court, it's Grassini on the quick set, a diving dig by White. Left side, Parker splits the block and down. Peak perfection from Penn State now, who lead by 3 again, 12-9. Parker continuing to lead the Nittany Lions with 13 kills as she's hitting above 400 on the match now. Parker, who comes in leading the Nittany Lions with 3.5 kills per set, as the serve from Clark down the middle left side. It's Ertz who has to wait an extra second before she can get airborne as the set hung in the air. And as she goes up to swing that ball, she puts it into the antenna, and it's 13-9. Penn State finally building this lead out to more than 2 or 3 as it stands at 4 now, with Clark to continue serving from the right side. And for as well as Clark has been at the serving line tonight, that serving error is definitely okay, as she now has her first error of the match, and it's 10 serving 13 with Annie Ertz to serve now. Clark also comes out of the match as Tori Garrell's back in. Keaton Holcomb in as well. After a poor serve reception, Kendall White just barely able to get it over, and she was trying to position that ball to fall for a potential kill as she delivered the free ball over, and it ends up falling out of play as she angled it a little too far to her left as she brought it over. So Towson back within 2. It's 11-13 now as Ertz to continue serving. Received by Holcomb. It's an overpass, and it's going to be Grassini to put it away. Ertz has done a good job at the serving line now as Holcomb has had some issues receiving her served, and it's helped set up easy points for Towson, who are within 1 now, 12-13 off of 3 straight points. Ertz again from the left side. It'll be received by White as the Nittany Lions make an adjustment. Center court, Caitlin Horde. And as Penn State's able to set up their offense, they give it to one of the best players on the floor in Caitlin Horde, who brings Penn just at the net now. That'll fall to the Nittany Lions. As left side, it's going to be Grell with a roll shot down the middle, dug by Allen. A slide here for Grassini, who goes hard down the line, but her attack wide, and it's out of play. 16-12, Penn State back up by 4. Penn State has led by no more than 4 in this set, as Towson is sticking toe-to-toe with the Nittany Lions, playing in their 39th NCAA tournament. Them and Sanford, the only 2 teams who have played in every one. A tip from Parker comes over now. Ertz goes airborne to dig that ball, and as it reverses back towards center court, a miscommunication, assuming the Cardinal win tonight. As Parker will serve out of the break, it's an overpass from Jerome after the serve down the line. Center court, Caitlin Horde off the block, and Goins with a one-arm dig as as Wonders now will deliver a free ball over, and then a dump down from Blossom. It's an overpass from Towson. Left side, it's going to be Grell on the set from Blossom cross court, and it's an overpass out of play off of Cameron Allen. Well, Allen has had a tough duty tonight as the junior libero, seeing some incredibly hard swings by this Nittany Lion front line, and especially Tori Garrell, who continues to attack her. Garrell now has 8 kills on the match, and as that jump serve comes over from Parker to Allen, it barely stays in play as a free ball delivered now to Penn State. Blossom to the left side, Parker splits the block, or Garrell, splits the block, and it's dug. Now a joust at the net, it falls off of Wonder's arms, and it's back with Towson. Ertz from behind the attack line, dug down the middle by White, center court. Caitlin Horde off the block and down. Horde hits double figures on that kill, as she now has 10 kills on 16 swings here tonight, and Penn State has won 6 straight points as Caitlin Horde hitting double figures for the 15th time this season. Horde also hitting .625, and that's something Horde has done very well this year. She has 9 matches where she's hit above 500 and also posted at least 10 kills, as she's doing that right now. The serve off the tape from Parker, received by Allen. Center court, hard swing from Grassini, and what a dig by Holcomb. She barely had any time to react to that ball, and then from the left side, it's Jerome who splits the block and drops it down in front of Kendall White down the middle, and the Tigers back within 6 now. It's 13-19. Emily Shora will come on for the first time this match for Penn State, and it's in as she's into the back row alongside Holcomb and White, as Parker will get a breather with Grassini going back to serve. From the left side, Grassini down the line where it's received by Holcomb, and to the left side, Garrell, who's barely in front of the attack line, gives Penn State their 10th hitting error tonight as she puts the attack long. For Garrell, it's only her 2nd hitting error, and the Tigers are back within 5, 14-19. So Penn State had built this lead out to as much as 7, but the Tigers back within 5 now as Blossom to the left side, again feeding Gurrell, dug down the middle by Ertz, and traveling out of play is Grassini to keep that ball up, and a free ball from Ertz to Penn State. Left side again, Gurrell splits the block and drops it down. Blossom continuing to feed the redshirt senior, and Gurrell will continue to swing and continue to deliver for Penn State as it's 20-14 now. Serena Gray will come in up front. Caitlin Hort will get a breather for the Nittany Lions, and Kendall White will go back to serve now as libero. Penn State with 8 aces tonight as the back set here, right side coming in on the swing, and it's a block back again this year, and with her new career high, again, she now has 1,965 digs, which puts her at first all time as she surpasses Kalina Walters, who had 1,957, who played here in State College from 2002 until 2005. White will get us out of the break as she'll serve things off center court. It's going to be a solo stop for Serena Gray. (22-14), the Nittany Lions now up to their largest lead of the night. It's an 8-point advantage. Our largest lead of this set, should say. White again from the left side, down the line where it's received by Allen. Left side, it's going to be Jerome over the block. It's an overpass from White, and the ball goes out of play. Point Tigers. Faye Bakuthimo has seen a good bit of the court here recently, but she's going to check back out as Marissa Wonders will come on for her. As Wonders comes back in to serve. Finkel also in up front alongside Lydia Weirs. As Wonders back now from the right side. Coach Meadow trying to make some defensive substitutions. And the serve down the line is going to be an ace there for Marissa Wonders. Second ace of the night for Towson. And for Marissa Wonders, it's her 15th of the season. And Towson still alive in this set. They trail by 6, 16-22, as a serve down the line received by Holcomb. Slide now for Serena Gray. She goes down the line, but it's going to be hitting error number 11 as she puts it wide. And now Towson with 3 straight points of their own. They trail by 5. Wonders to continue serving. As again down the line, it's going to be received by Holcomb. A dump from Blossom, and Wonders was ready for it as she came in to play it. Right side, it's Finkel off the block and out of play. Oh, check that. There was no touch off the block. It went off the net instead. So pardon that there, as I thought I saw a touch on the block, but point to Penn State instead. So 23-17, the Nittany Lions go back up by 6, as it'll be Tori Gurrell to serve now. Gurrell from the left side. Nittany Lions with 8 aces tonight. As down the middle, it'll be received by Ertz. A slide here for Lydia Weirs, and her attack goes into the antenna, and the crowd comes to their feet. 24-17, Penn State with set point number 1, and on the verge of going up 2-1. As we're going to see Kristen Kraus in now for Tori Gurrell. And Kraus is going to get a really nice ovation from this Rec Hall fan base. Kraus making her first appearance of the NCAA tournament. She does so now with set point number 1. From the right side, she approaches and gets it down the middle where it's received by Ertz. Left side, it's going to be Jerome. Cross-court swing, that's dug by Shora. Center court, it's Serena Gray into the back row. Drops it down in front of the lines judge, and Penn State leads 2-1 after winning set 3, 25-17. Nittany Lions winning back-to-back sets to go up. It was back in the first, and of course they won that one. So if that's any indicator, we'll see how the rest of this plays out. Nittany Lions going from left to right here on radio. The Tigers from right to left. Serena Gray on the tip. A one-arm dig there from Ertz as it's just sent over to Penn State. White with the bump set left side. Parker across court where it's dug down the middle by Allen. And then from the right side, it's going to be Finkel, who is stuffed by Serena Gray and Johnny Parker. Nittany Lions get on the board for the first time this set as we're even up at 1-all. And now with the Nittany Lions playing on the same side as the Wrecking Crew, it'll be Serena Gray to serve for Penn State. Cross-court serve that's received by Ertz. And a back set here, slide for Weirs. That's dug down the middle by Blossom. Right side for Parker off the tape, and it goes off the arms of Finkel and out of play. That ball wasn't intended for Finkel, but the touch off the tape ended up having her play it, and she didn't really give much of an effort at the ball. She just kind of randomly put her hands up, and as her hands went up, it went out off of them. So Penn State now leads 2-1, their first lead of this fourth set. And the serve from Gray. Oh, I think that serves in. The ref put his flag up, but yeah, all of Rec Hall is booing, and we're going to see a challenge now from Coach Rose. The entire Penn State team that was on the floor immediately turned to the Penn State bench. The crowd here immediately. Gray will continue serving from the left side. As cross court, it'll be received by Jerome. They set her up on the left side, goes down the line, but it's out of play. Hitting error number 24 on Towson, and it's 4-1. The hitting errors, especially in set 2, is what helped Penn State take their first set, and it helped carry them back into this match. And it's really given them momentum ever since. As Gray from the left side, cross court serve that's received by Ertz, and back set here for Finkel on the roll shot, and she catches the Nittany Lion front line off guard as both Clark and Horde went up to try and block it, but both of them went too early as Finkel went off speed, and the Tigers with their second point of this fourth set. It's 2-4. Finkel last night, who had a career high 23 kills against American in that 5-set thriller, as Horde tips it over, dug down the middle by Allen. Center court hard swing on the quick set from Lydia Weirs, and it's 3-4. Weirs' 7th kill on her 15th swing here tonight, and it brings the Tigers back within 1 against set number 4 here. Penn State leading 2-1 as the cross-court serve received by Hampton. A back set right side, Clark, and down for Penn State. Lauren Clark now has 4 kills on the match after having 3 last night against Princeton. As she started last night against the Tigers. And these 4 kills by Clark are 2 away from tying her career high as the serve over received down the middle by Allen. A back set to the right side for Finkel, where it'll be dug by Clark, and then in front of the scores table, it's Parker on the set and White with the free ball. Center court, Lydia Weirs, and it goes right to Gabby Blossom, and Blossom can't react in time as she just puts her hands up, and as it goes off her hands, it goes right in front of the serving coach for the Nittany Lions in Chris Rose, and then out of play. 4-5 now, as it'll be Cameron Allen back. Allen from center court, served down the middle, received by a diving Holcomb. That's going to be ace number 3 tonight for Towson, and we're even at 5. Cameron Allen there with ace number 38 on the season. She leads the Tigers with those 38 aces. As a serve down the middle, again received by Holcomb. Back set right side, Parker down the line where it's dogged by Jerome, and a back set right side, Finkel over the block, and the Tigers with the lead now at 6-5. Tigers with 3 straight points as they go up by 1 now. Great swing there by Olivia Finkel. As Penn State unable to adjust to the speed of those swings, and now the serve down the middle, received by White. Center court, it's Caitlin Horde. Horde brings us back even at 6 with kill number 11, her first of this fourth set, and it's Parker now to serve for Penn State as it's 6-6. Right side, Parker takes some speed off of that ball, but as she does, the serve goes long for the Nittany Lions' 4th serving error tonight. But, I mean, those are good numbers. 4 serving errors to 9 aces on the match. You can't ask for much better, especially for that ratio, as now Asia Goins will check in to serve. Tigers leading by 1. It's 7-6. Right side, Goins. Cross-court serve that's received down the middle by White. And right side, it's Caitlin Horde, but that attack, no chance of ever landing in play as it just kept going up and up and up. And it's going to land for kill number 12 on the match, or hitting error number 12 on the match for Penn State, as the Tigers have built up a 2-point advantage now. Again from the right side, Goins. Cross-court serve received by Holcomb. Center court, it's Caitlin Horde off the block and down. So moments after Caitlin Horde picked up her first hitting error of the match, she comes back with her 12th kill of the night. and it brings Penn State back within 1, now 7, serving 8 here in set number 4. The Nittany Lions senior libero in Kendall White will be back. Penn State likely playing in their final match in this building this season. A slide here for Grassini, but Grassini and Wonders not on the same page as the set went a little further than Wonders was expecting, and she had to go out and adjust for it. And so she just puts the swing into the net, and we're even back up at 8 as Kendall White again from the left side. She'll approach, and her cross-court serve will be received by Ertz as a back set slide now for Grassini. That's dug by White, and right side it's Parker off the block where it's dug by Goins, and to the left side now where Ertz splits the block. Great dig down the middle by Kendall White. Center court, Serena Gray with a roll shot. Diving dig by Goins. It's an overpass. What a swing. Tori Gorell with some oomph behind that ball, and the Nittany Lions with 3 straight points. And no better way to do it than by Tori Gorell obliterating the defense up front. Kendall White to continue serving for Penn State, who has the lead once again now as a short float serve received down the middle by Jerome. Left side, it's going to be Ertz off of Blossom's fingertips and out of play for the blocking error to make it 9-9. Serving now is Annie Ertz for Towson as her cross-court serve will be received by Holcomb. And left side, it's going to be Gorell. That ball goes right down into Ertz. It's an overpass as she tries to dig that ball, and it's going to go right into the antenna in front of the up ref to give the Nittany Lions another 1-point edge, 10-9. Ten serving 9 now is it'll be Brooklyn Hill back for Penn State in again this match. She had her first ace of the season earlier in the night, and that ball will be an overpass off the serve reception. Left side, it's going to be Clark, who didn't take a great angle to that ball, as it's going to be the hitting error, number 13 on Penn State. Clark came in, and I'm not sure if she slipped on her way up or if she just lost her footing on the way up, but either way, she didn't really get a full extension on that ball, and it didn't set up a good swing, as we're even back at 10 now. With Sylvia Grassini serving from center court. It's going to be received by Hampton, and then a joust at the net as it falls to Towson. Left side, it's going to be Jerome blocked back, but out of play. Serena Gray was up for the solo block, and she thought it was in. We're not going to see a challenge from the Nittany Lion bench, though, as the Tigers retake the lead here 11-10. And this set shaping up very similarly to how set number 3 began, with the Tigers staying even with Penn State, and now the Tigers lead by 2 as Grassini drops down ace number 4 for the Tigers tonight. Grassini, who had 2 aces yesterday, and now has 8 over her last 4 matches, as it's 12 serving 10. Grassini again from center court, off the tape. Oh, that was nearly down for an ace. Parker barely there for the coverage, and Clark with a roll shot to Penn State. Right side on the slide, it's going to be blocked back and covered by the Tigers. Left side, the attack from Jerome, that's dug by Hampton. And then center court, Serena Gray. Gray with kill number 4 tonight in her 14th swing. She's been quiet on the attacking front, but she brings Penn State back within 1 here in this 4th set, as it's 11 serving 12. Just under halfway through this 4th set as Blossom serve. Wonder center court to Weirs, where it's tapped back by Gray, and a bump set from Allen. Now left side, it's going to be Jerome off the block, and it's down. Jerome enjoying a fantastic match, 18 kills in 40 swings as she hits 225 so far. Her career high is 23, her season high is 20 kills. She's 2 away from tying that season high as Blossom center court, Serena Gray off the block and down to bring Penn State back within 1 and make it 12-13. Serena Gray back to serve now for Penn State, as Caitlin Hort will come in up front, and Kendall White will take a breather for the Nittany Lions. As from the left side, Gray cross-court serve that'll be received by Jerome, and then from center court, Lydia Weirs with a hard angle on that swing that Hampton takes a dive at, but she's unable to play it, and it's 14-12. Well, Towson, just like in set one, bringing the intensity and has continued to hold pace with this lead as the serve over received by Hampton. Left side now, it's Parker off the block, down the line. The ball goes as it's dug by Wonders. Right side, it's Finkel, and it's off the block and down. Olivia Finkel with kill number 10 on the match, and the Tigers lead by 15-12. Towson on top as we welcome you back in here to Rec Call. David Adar on the call here between the Nittany Lions and the Tigers as it's Jerome to get play back underway. Center court, Caitlin Horde on the quick set where it's dug by Wonders. Right side now, it's going to be Finkel who puts Towson up by 4. 16-12, Towson not going away as Penn State back to hitting under 300 on the match now. They're at 299. Towson's at 212. They've got the Nittany Lions number right now as Blossom to the left side for Parker, who goes off speed, and it works for Johnny Parker for kill number 16 on the match. It hits off the block, and it falls on the Nittany Lion logo at center court. As Parker continues to lead the Lions tonight, she's hitting .412 so far. Her season average is .258, so this is certainly one of her better marks of the year as Lauren Clark is back to serve now. Down the middle, it's received by Allen. Right side, it's Finkel on the back set. Great dig by Blossom. The set from Parker. Check that. She's gonna play it over the net as Allen on the right side now. Finkel blocked back. Oh, what a cover as it's an overpass by Allen. Back set right side, Parker with the roll shot. Charging in Finkel, and she probably shouldn't have played that ball because it extended it out of the court. No chance for Towson to play it, and Penn State's back within 2, 14-16. Parker with back-to-back kills for the Nittany Lions as she's helped close this deficit to just 2. As another serve from Clark over, oh, nearly down for another ace. As left side, it's going to be Ertz on the attack, dug down the middle by Clark. Left side now, Gorell goes cross-court, a joust at the net, and it falls to Towson as Finkel's able to play it, and then Wonders just gives it back to Penn State. Right side, Parker well off the block, and Penn State is back within 1. 3 straight kills for Johnny Parker, last year's Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and one of 3 unanimous all Big Ten honorees for the Nittany Lions this year, single-handedly bringing her team back in this 4th set as Clark to continue serving. Center court will be received by Allen. Slide now for Weirs, and a great dig by Blossom, but before that, a net violation called on Penn State, so a point for the Tigers. It's too bad because it was a great dig from Blossom and she kept that ball up. Would have helped set up a good offensive attack, but the Tigers go up by 2 now, 17-15. Cameron Allen now from center court, down the middle. It's received by Holcomb, a bump set from White, and right side, Parker! Allen was late to play that ball as Wonders was standing very close to it as well. There may have been some miscommunication between the two of them as to who was playing it, as Allen was late to the ball. I think Wonders was starting to play it as well, but either way, it's 16 serving 17 as Parker serves center court now. It's going to be Grassini. One of her hardest swings, if not the hardest tonight, and it falls to put Towson back up by 2, 18-16. Asia Goins on to serve now. The freshman from Zionsville, Indiana, down the middle, received by fellow Zionsville native in Kendall White, and then Caitlin Horde for Penn State with kill number 13 tonight to keep Penn State within 1. Nittany Lions continue to keep this set incredibly close, but have not been able to take the lead since they led when it was 5-4 was their last lead. As we're at 18-17 now. Ertz through the block and dug down the middle by White. Left side, Gorell off the block and covered by Ertz, center court. It's tipped by Grassini, tapped back down by Penn State. We're even at 18. Tori Gorell and Serena Gray get up on it for the Nittany Lions to even us up at 18. Penn State, and I think that this call will be upheld, and I think Penn State's gonna walk away with the point. Take another look at it now. Also, both teams still do have their 2 timeouts. Down the middle, the serve will be received by Towson. Left side, it's Ertz off the block, and the Tigers back up by 1 as Kendall White can't get to the back corner in time. It's 19-18 off of Ertz's swing, and she'll go back to serve now for her Tigers. Towson, one of 3 teams in this year's tournament with 5 players having at least 200 kills on the year. Tonight, Ertz has just 4 as her serve is delivered across to Holcomb. Left side, Garrell on the tip, and we're back even at 19. Holcomb will come out, and Lauren Clark will check back in. Garrell will also come out, and we'll see Brooklyn Hill come in to serve for Penn State. Coach Rose clearly showing his interest in Hill over these last few matches as she's played in 4 straight for Penn State. It's 19 all. From the left side, the serve, it's going to be the second ace of the match for Brooklyn Hill, and Penn State has the lead as it's 20-19. Second ace of the match, second ace of the season for the sophomore defensive specialist, and the Nittany Lions lead by 1, the first lead since it was 5-4. Since this current format, they haven't lost in a long time. Out of the timeout, it's going to be Jerome on the swing, and it went into the antenna and out of play. Point Penn State. Oh, well, one of the referees pointed to point Penn State. I was going to say the referee pointed to the Nittany Lions, and our PA announcer, Dean DeVore, initially signaled that said that it was point Towson, but the point will go to the Nittany Lions out of that play, as it looked like Jerome put the swing into the netting and then fell back, so there was no chance for Towson to, of course, continue playing the ball. So Nittany Lions lead by 2 now, 21-19, and have won 3 straight points as the tip comes over from Grassini, dug down the middle by Brooklyn Hill, and then Serena Gray with just her 6th kill of the night puts Penn State up by 3, 22-19 now as the Nittany Lions steamrolling right now. 4 straight points for the blue and white, and we're going to see a couple of substitutions here for Don Meadows' team, as both Goins and Wonders will come out in to play the setter role. Right now is Kristen Spengler, who has seen time occasionally this season. Also in up front is Faye Bakathimu. Serve over from Brooklyn Hill as a back set to the right side now, where Bakathimu will be stuffed by the solo on Lauren Clark. 23-19, Penn State by 4 now. Everything going Penn State's way. Solo block for Lauren Clark. The Nittany Lions with 13 blocks now on the match, and Brooklyn Hill will continue serving. Down the middle, it's her 3rd ace of the match. Brooklyn Hill for Penn State. The crowd here on their feet. Down the middle, or down the line, the serve will be sent over. From the left side, it's going to be Jerome on the attack, and it's off the block and down. Tigers live to see 1 more point as it's 20-24 now. And we'll see Brooklyn Hill come out, but a tremendous job by Hill, who had a couple of aces through that rotation for the Nittany Lions. And match point number 2 now for the blue and white as Grassini from center court, down the middle, serve received by Hampton. Left side, Lauren Clark off the block, and Penn State is on.